Hey, what's happening, babies? Elton McFall here in my little studio slash workshop slash office, where I take care of a lot of business here more than ever. Elton McFall is concentrated to more than ever to make myself a success in what I love doing. And actually, I should have been more focused on that years ago, specifically when it comes to doing paintings for people because I've been doing drawings, I've been doing art my whole life. I started basically drawing on the walls of my parents' house, I think when I was 4 years old, which you can imagine my parents, they weren't too thrilled about that. And I even spent a lot of time drawing cars and trucks and buses and stuff, not only at home, but even at school. And then my mom, I think in 89 or I think in 90, when I was about 14, 13, she put me in a painting class, actually a couple of painting classes, and that you know, uh, did a few paintings, but I don't know. I don't know. I fell out of favor, in that time when you're in your teenage years. The most important thing really is getting together with your friends and having fun and stuff. And also in the mid 90s, I spent a lot of time building models. Some of these are actually still here that I built back then. Maybe I'll do a video on that one day. I know I'm planning a couple of things, but anyway, so yeah, past what has it been now, 2.5 years, maybe more. We've been doing paintings generally for people, and well, I was gonna keep it a surprise, but it's not a surprise on Facebook. Here's one of my little side project I'm working on. Yeah, you see, that goes to show you how your buddy Elton McFall has changed. Who I've been used to always old school, and I always will be old school. But man, was I ever stubborn. And then I saw the Cybertruck last week a couple of times, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to paint the damn thing just to prove a point that I can do something completely different. Because after all, the Cybertruck is completely different from anything ever made. Pretty in the last 30 years, 40 years or more. There's nothing that's ever been made like that. The only things closest to that ever made were like these outlandish concept cars from the 80s and 90s. So, I got to tip my hat off to Musk. Let alone that. Forget that it's electric. It's just there's nothing round about it except the wheels. So and that in the back there, that's something I decided to do kind of last minute. It's a 1924 Walker Electric. Yes, indeed, there were electric cars and trucks at that time before Big Oil took over. Anyway, so I was thrilled to just finish this little painting over here of what's known as a split window Volkswagen. A Volkswagen. My God, I don't think there's ever been a car ever made with so much different designations. It's a Volkswagen van, it's a Volkswagen bus, it's a combi, it's a transporter. Of course, the combi and the transporter thing, that's more like worldwide, not really North American type of term. And these were not only made as vans, but they were also made as pickup trucks as well. I know my friend Dave out in Cape Cod, his father had one for his gas station garage back in the day in the 60s. I did a painting of it a couple of years ago. And this one is for one of my fans. His name is Chris. Actually, he lives just north of here in Rosemont, here in Montreal. And not only is it cool to do something like that, that's one of the most collectible and highly valued vehicles in the world today, but also because he's an artist. So he's a bit of an eccentric, it seems like me. So I look forward to meeting him soon. He's gonna, I guess, come to pick it up, or I'll bring it to him. I don't know. Look, I even did the edges here. I don't think he's seen that, so he doesn't even have to frame it. So, and the photo, let me see, is right here. Where is it? Here, I was just using the damn thing. There it is. This is a picture he sent me. I don't know where he got it. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. But you can imagine it's not that easy when you're doing things that are round, eh? So, it's not a problem doing the rubber seals for the windshield and all that and all the straight stuff. But the steering specifically, I don't know how many times I must have painted it. It's not done lickety split, And you can see I even tried to do the tear here on the seat, the old vinyl seat. So anyway, so I did. So he was generous, really generous to give me $200 Canadian for this, because look, this is just a 9 by 12 inch painting. I think it's 9 by 12. And so he wanted a small painting because, well, for one thing, he's got a small place, and I know what that's all about, right? I mean, look at the size of this room here alone. It's not big, eh? But again, take this opportunity if you're looking for a unique gift and you want to spend $200 or more. Then I could maybe do something for you, a vintage vehicle, perhaps your father or your mother had, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your auntie, whatever, your grandparents. Hey, anything's possible. It can start at $100 on a little 8x10 painting, and to take it, I can do that in a day. I've done a few of those. Again, something like this, $150, $200, and then it gets more and more expensive. I don't want to say expensive, but you pay for what you get, basically. If you remember when I did that Laval GM New Look bus there, I sold it to one of my big fans, Marlene. It was just that same angle as this, but it was a Laval bus. That cost almost $300. It cost $300 shipping included, Canadian. So it's always advantageous for you Americans. That's always cheaper on the Canadian dollar. The US dollars are always worth more. This is a picture a friend of mine took, by the way, in Veradero, Cuba in like 1999. He gave me the negative, but I never got it back to him. And I did this for myself, but I figured, I got so much stuff here. I figured I'll sell it. And I'm surprised nobody was into it. There were, but they didn't last because they didn't have the parts for these, and they were already really worn out. And Montreal sent these buses, I don't know, like 100 or 50 of them or something like that back in the mid-90s. That's not a painting I painted. That's one of my fans who gave me that there. Anyway, that's about it. You can see some of my other works. I'm planning to maybe one day take all those smaller paintings like this I have, put them outside, see if, put them out in the sun, try that again, see if I can sell them. I think in total I have about maybe 14 paintings, so we'll see. So again, let me know if you're interested in me doing something for you. It'll be a pleasure. I work pretty fast. I mean, like I said, a little 8x10 painting, no big deal. It takes about a day. But if it's like something larger, like what I just did, or 16x20, 18x24, well, then you're looking at a week. And yeah, Christine is still here. Frankly, I'm again, somebody offers me $500, I'll sell this. I'll sell it tomorrow. $500, man. E-transfer, whatever. The shipping's so expensive. It'll probably be like $300. So yeah, so forget about shipping, I guess, unless maybe you got money. I'm just a poor man living righteously, honestly, loving what he does. The LTD is still here. This one is a lot more expensive because the canvas alone cost $125. So this is $1,000 minimum. Yeah. So, and then you got something like this, which I would sell for $150 Canadian, which is about 100 US, I guess. Cheap, man. Price to sell, man. Look, I still got the shitmobile here from the Trailer Park Boys. That's $300. Anyway, you get the idea. So, yeah, well, that's it. Of course, as usual, it's clouding over. That's when you know it's fall, November. Woohoo! Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Be well. Be safe. And be nice. Be nice to each other, Don't be a jerk unless you have to be to somebody. Even me, I'm learning to be as nice as I can be because life is precious and life is short and you got all these wars going on and Trump's taking office. Anyway, it is what it is. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.